This video is being made by me specifically to be seen by Rupert Sheldrake and Michael Levin, because this pawpaw tree proves them right. So if you're not familiar with what they talk about, that the part that they have in common, I suggest you check it out. I'm not even going to go into that. You need to know about it in advance, or better yet, I'm hoping that the two of them will see this video. Anyways, this pawpaw tree was struck by a falling maple tree a little over a month ago. And I have been working really hard to get this tree to recover as quickly as possible. I've been overfeeding it with this goal in mind, and as you can see, it is recovering astonishingly. There is so much new growth. It's just beautiful. It warms my heart to see how this is happening so quickly. And I want to show you something that is it's something I've never seen before. I don't know how many people, if anyone, has ever seen something like this. It could just be as a result of this incredible overfeeding that I'm doing to this tree and how it's recovering so well, how it's responding to that overfeeding. What we're looking at here is a large leaf, and as you can see, let me get these out of the way. Look at this leaf underneath. Look at the size of that leaf. It's spectacular. And that's not the biggest one on this tree. There's just huge leaves growing because of the overfeeding. And this one here is the star of the show, because let's look at part of the leaf. And you can see that it is a complete leaf. Here's the stem, and then here's the leaf itself. And it's perfectly shaped like a small pawpaw leaf. Well, not exactly small, but yeah, a little on the small side. But that's not the leaf. This is a new leaf that is growing out of an existing leaf that was attacked a little over a week ago by insects, maybe 2 weeks ago. Well, it's hard to say. Say 10 days. I can't say the exact date. But look, you can see where this leaf, it's got new growth now where it was chewed by that insect or insects, and you can still see some of the damage here where these holes are in the leaf. This was all ragged and chewed, and as you can see, the leaf is recovering, and it's got nice round sort of lobes now instead of that raggedy edge. It's actually making new growth. And this part here that is now the stem of a second leaf coming from the first leaf, this was just this main artery, this main vein, if you will, of the leaf, and it was all ragged, and you can't even see now where it ended because it was not this long. Can you see the new growth, how it's just tapering and tapering to the tip of this leaf with these beautiful, look at the veins, look at the cellular structure, everything is just beautiful on this leaf. But look at this. This is just not normal. This does not happen. Look at here, you can see, can you see the way that vein there is going out and around like that? And this one especially. Look at that beautiful curvature right there, this one long extended vein. So this is very unusual. This is not the way that a pawpaw leaf would form. It's just not normal. But that's just part of the story, the big part of the story. And this is the most important part that supports their ideas, Rupert and Michael. Look at the entire leaf. Let's call it one leaf, even though it's two, but it's one. It's one and two at the same time. But look at the shape of this leaf, and imagine that this was not destroyed by insects, and that a new leaf did not begin here. Imagine this is all just that one leaf. This line would continue and come perfectly to this point. This is the exact total length that this leaf would be. And this is, from this point on, this is exactly the shape that it would be if this was all one continuous line. Do you see that? And so what we see here is that this leaf is occupying a space and trying to fill that space. And it's doing so by spawning a new leaf to complete as much as it can of that space. And I'm really curious to see now, what will the fate of this be? Hopefully this leaf will last long enough and not be further tormented by insects, because unfortunately, if you can see this other leaf right here, see the bite right here out of it? All of the leaves, and this one right here, look at the little bite out of it, and look at this leaf underneath, the bullet holes in it, those are just bites from insects. And so I'm hoping that somehow that this one can continue to grow, and will this potentially grow backward? Will this leaf actually begin to grow in the wrong direction to fill this missing space? And we can see, as I said earlier, unfortunately I don't have any images of this leaf when it was first attacked. Well, there actually may be one in one of my other videos updating this pawpaw as I was chronicling its recovery. It's possible that there's a frame of video somewhere showing this leaf from my most recent video. I'll look and see. I don't know. Maybe. But at any rate, will this continue to fill this cavity? And will this grow backwards to fill this cavity? To have these two leaves become one again, or at least try to. So I will document this now, and let's see if this is going to grow backward, this new leaf. Wouldn't that be interesting? But my message to Rupert and Michael is, here is your proof. Look at this. Show this to everyone.